So you really not gonna pay for my drink?
No, I'm not here.
So
you don't get no drink, you ain't got no money? I'm not gonna keep spending my money on you.
So you're not gonna let me get the drink?
No, you might as well take her wristband out. She ain't getting it.
What are you talking about? Give me my drink. No, stop playing, for real.
You ain't got no money, bro. I'm not gonna keep spending my money on you, bro. You don't never give me no money or nothing, bro.
What do you mean? You're a grown man. You're supposed to take care of me.
Sort of like a trick.
You're supposed to take care of me.
Here we go again. Another modern independent woman making headlines, but this time it's not for breaking glass ceilings. It's for breaking a man's patience and his bank account. First, make sure you have liked the video and share it with your friends and family. Also, don't forget to subscribe the channel.
Y'all would not believe what just happened. Like, I literally went on a date with a guy, and let's just say, mind you, he's sitting right next to me. I ordered what I want. He didn't want to order anything because he ate, so he just ordered a drink. I ordered what I wanted, and he hears it clearly because he's right next to me. The fool comes, he started making all these comments. Oh, you ordered that? Oh, you gonna eat all that? Mind you, I told him that my friend flew into town and that after dinner I was gonna go see her because she wanted me to pull up on her or whatever. He's like, did you order some food for your friend? He was like, if I wasn't here, would you order all that? Baby, you think I can't afford a meal? I said, honestly, if you wasn't here, I would have still ordered like this. This is how I eat with my friends. This is how I eat when I'm by myself. This man said, oh, I'm gonna go. I said, okay. He lays down $100, walks off. Mind you, he called us a black truck to dinner. So I rode with him in an Uber. He left. He didn't say anything besides, I'm gonna go.
So this woman walks into a high-end restaurant, orders like she's feeding a small village, racks up a $1,500 bill, and then sits back expecting the man to pay for it all like he's her personal ATM. Spoiler alert, he didn't. And the meltdown that followed? Legendary.
You're single by choice?
Yes.
Describe the ideal man to you that you feel like would make your life worth dating.
Just a nice guy. I like nice guys.
Yeah. And
I like a nice man, a kind man, someone who is intellectually mature.
Has his finances together, things like that. A respectable man.
A respectable man, absolutely. Financially, I like to work. I don't mind working. I don't need a man who's gonna like shower me with money.
So you'll take a man who makes $20,000. So you'll take a man who makes $20,000 a year then.
That's not what I said.
Okay, ma'am, that's what I'm saying. The reason I did that is because you didn't have to reiterate. All I said was a man who has his finances together. I didn't say anything about showering you with anything, ma'am.
You're asking me a question and you're not giving me a chance to answer. Financially, he does not have to shower me with money, but I want to make sure that we both can take care of ourselves. That's it.
And if you encountered a man like that, would you be appreciative of it?
Absolutely.
And he would stand a chance with you?
Absolutely.
So, ma'am, you're not single by choice. It's simply that the man who you're interested in isn't interested in you, ma'am. You just described a man. You just described a man whom, if he approached you, you would date him. So it's not that you're single by choice. The simple fact is the man who you're interested in isn't interested in you.
This is peak entitlement. We're not talking about dinner and drinks. We're talking oysters, steak, top-shelf liquor, desserts for the table, and probably a to-go box for her roommate. And when the bill came, suddenly she forgot her wallet and started hitting him with the real men pay speech.
That I can say a lot of women do, and unintentionally do. Everybody wants to be understood, but lack understanding. Everybody wants to be heard, but lacks hearing, because as soon as a man starts to speak and it triggers a woman mentally or emotionally, and it's not something that she expected him to say, and it might hurt her feelings a little bit, the understanding that she wants and desires from him, she loses. She doesn't understand, because how dare you speak to me that way? How dare you tell me that? How dare you see me? How dare you call out my flaws? How dare you? It's a whole lot of I dare yous. But she always wants to be understood. She always wants to overly explain. She always wants to say, hey, look at me, because I'm trying to tell you like that. It's always this, that, and the third. It's always a but. It's always a because, but never accountability. But see, the thing is, you're asking for a man to be a man, and when a man is a man, he comes with leadership. And when you don't understand something as a man, and he's trying to explain something to you, the first thing you do is be like, because it shouldn't be like that. You cannot tell a man how to be a man. You cannot tell a man what he's supposed to do. Either you follow him or you don't. Either he's the man for you or he's not. Now, it is possible for you not to recognize the behaviors that you are displaying, and then when he's telling you to calm it down. But baby, allow that man to be exactly that man.
Let's pause right there. The same women shouting, "I don't need a man," on social media are somehow the first to expect one to cover their luxury lifestyle like it's part of the dating contract. When did ordering half the menu become a test of a man's worth?
Working at McDonald's and he treated you perfectly the way you wanted him to.
I would not date him.
And that's what she said too. That I literally said
you can't even get where are you to
everything.
Can I ask?
Where the hell? What is he supposed to give me?
Loves you.
What is he supposed to give me if he works at McDonald's?
He gives you the attention.
Go get a better education. And
Quite brazen. Yeah, well, it looks like it. You're quite brazenly.
Looks doesn't define
when I'm
education,
speaking, it's best that your
though.
face stops moving. So when you're judging a man quite brazenly and quite actually disrespectfully because of the income that he earns, perhaps he doesn't have an intellectual aptitude, but he's a good person and he'd treat you really well. As somebody who is what is your standard that makes you so much better than him?
I have much more than just as a job, though.
What is your standard that makes you so much better than him?
So McDonald's is worse than being a...
Yeah, but I'm not... I'm a sugar baby.
You have to people for money. So
Yeah.
what makes you better than that man?
I'm not saying I'm better than him,
Okay,
but
well,
I'm
you just
saying
judged him
I
and you
wouldn't
said-
date somebody. I would wonder why he's working at McDonald's.
McDonald's
And do you-
actually has a
do you
really
think
high
that
minimum wage.
men-
No, they don't.
Do you think that
They do.
most?
They do now.
No, they don't. They pay
They changed
what?
it. Like almost set 15.
Well, I
That's
think
not
that
a lot of money.
so the way you feel about the guy who works at McDonald's,
Yeah.
that's the way men feel.
That's fine. Everybody
about
can have
what
their own
you
opinion.
do.
But
Fine.
their
Okay.
opinion would be
But
more
most-
logical.
And when he politely declined to sponsor her feast, boom, meltdown mode. She called him broke, insecure, cheap, and 100 other things that translate to, "How dare you not let me take advantage of you?" But here's the thing. Men are done playing this game. They've seen the bait and switch. You go on a date hoping to meet someone genuine, and instead, you get a walking bill collector in designer heels demanding to be treated like royalty with zero investment.
I do anything until I need proof. I need proof, Your Honor.
Where do your doubts stem from?
Because of past experiences that I have had, of me going through a situation where I asked for a DNA test and I found out the child was mine.
You don't feel there's a chance that it could be the other man's child?
Doesn't add up, Your Honor.
My son looks nothing like this other man. This other man is 5'2". My son doesn't have no facial featers, no anything as this other young man. My son has the exact same birthmark on the same side as this young man. Everything that my son has is just like this young man.
Your Honor, I've been through this once and I'm going through it again. If he is mine, we have lost 4 years. I'm not a bad man. I don't not try to just put him off like that. No, I never do that. If he's mine, I take care of handle my responsibilities as a man.
I never took the fact that he was a man, the fact that he take care of his responsibility. I never took that from him.
If Mr. Brown is the father, your claims will be substantiated. If he's not, what will you do?
There's no doubt that he's not. He isn't the father. I know he is.
Mr. Brown, you are not the father.
It's okay. It's okay.
You all right, Mr. Brown? Miss Hyman, you assured this court that there were no other possibilities.
I really felt that he was his son.
Are you okay, Mama?
I am.
It's not about being stingy. It's about boundaries and self-respect. The modern man isn't falling for performative femininity wrapped in financial expectation. He's not auditioning to be a sponsor. He's looking for a partner.
First restaurant he gonna take you to, what's the last restaurant your daddy took you to? Because you shouldn't be coming to him to be your daddy. That's not his role. It's a first date. I want y'all to bring that down to level 3. Y'all way on 10 with this foolishness and want to embarrass somebody. My second question is, have you ever been anywhere? Where do you take yourself? Let me see your checkbook registry. Let me log into your bank account and see what you feed yourself on a regular basis. Where do you take yourself for lunch or dinner? That's the next question I want you to answer. And then the third thing about this, come on back over here because I need you to understand what time it is. A real lady is gonna be there for the purpose of what it's for. She's not looking for food because she's hungry that she can't afford so she can take it to go and get a doggy bag. I'm gonna wrap this up to go. Why? You ain't gonna have food tomorrow? That's a poverty mindset. So a first date, again, is to get to know the person, to hang out, have fun. Y'all should be laughing and talking. It don't need to be a steakhouse. We don't even know if you worth a steak. You might just be worth a piece of bread. So ladies, young ladies, grow up. Get some maturity about yourself. Y'all buying titties, lashes, booties, and everything else. And you want somebody else to feed you. Save your money, stop buying your body, and put it to the side so you can have some food.
So when women like this try to run up the bill and guilt men into paying for their gluttony, they're not just embarrassing themselves, they're proving exactly why more men are saying no thanks to the modern dating scene altogether. Want respect? Act like someone who deserves it. Because at the end of the day, a $1,500 meal doesn't make you high value, it makes you high maintenance. And men are finally starting to see the difference.
I'm driving home, and so she basically was saying, hey, I wanted, I had a good night with you, I enjoyed you, because we always have a good time together. I'm a vibe. But she was like, basically she wanted to address some things. She was basically saying, if you wanted me to come out of my pocket, you could have let me know, but you begged me to go to the movies, so I thought you were going to pay for everything, and if, you know what I'm saying, if I knew I had to come out of my pockets, I would have never came, right? So like, I'm driving, and I'm like, I'm looking at the, I'm like, bruh, I don't hold nothing over people, but at this time, I'm like, bruh, everything that I did, after I just spent $300 on you in a steakhouse, you can't buy me a bucket of popcorn for $15? That, I'm like, that's the most ungrateful shit I've ever seen in my life. First of all, we weren't even together. We're dating, or was dating. I'm like, bro, I ain't have to do this shit. I ain't got to buy you flowers. I ain't got to pay for your nails. I ain't got to do none of that shit. I ain't got to get your kid. I don't got to do that. So I'm like, that shit pissed me off when I seen it. So basically, I just texted back. I sent her money back for the popcorn. I sent her $5 extra. Hell. And I basically was telling her, like, you ain't got to never worry about me again. Like, I ain't with that ungrateful shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm a cool, I don't really trip much. But one thing I can't stand is an ungrateful ass female. So I sent her money back, and I told her, I hope you and your boys have a blessed life. You ain't never got to worry about me again. So she basically then continued to go on and say, how was she ungrateful because I invited her out and I expected her to pay. Like, bro, I paid for the tickets, bro. You paid for a box of popcorn for $15, bro. Like, if after all the thousands of dollars I spent, if I ain't worth $15, then I don't know how that's not ungrateful. Like, that's crazy. Man, y'all let me know if I'm...
And that wraps up today's episode of Manosphere Daily. If you enjoyed the content, give it a like. Be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you're notified as soon as a new video is out. Share your thoughts in the comments below. See you all tomorrow.